Welcome to my temple. It's neither Jedi nor the Sidious temple. It's my temple. I began this journey 10,000 years ago. I'm immortal, but I have gained control over the force of nature, and I willed it within me. And so I shall grant you, if you may, if you want to enter the realm of my temple. I warn you though, if you enter this temple, this ancient wisdom that I held before, it will change your mind. It'll blow you away, as they say. It will help you to see the world which has been conceived by people who have been lying to you. But not really lying to you. It's just that they have no idea about this world. This world you're about to enter, for me, I'm a double agent. I have joined the light side and the dark side. And what am I talking about was I once was a Jedi Knight. I was once a Sidious. My eye used to be yellow. Now it's black. And I have seen both sides. I'd rather be a hybrid. Whether the Jedi, the dark reject me, I'd be a hybrid. I'm a seeker of truth. But the truth that you seek, you must dare to enter. Because if you enter this realm, you will no longer see what the other people see. It may be, I like the Obi-Wan Kenobi, what he say, in episode or movie or episode 2, there was this guy, he was trying to sell Obi-Wan Kenobi some stink bug. And then Obi-Wan Kenobi used the Jedi mind trick. And he's like, you don't want me to sell me stink bug. And go home and rethink your life. Today, you don't want me selling me your damn ideas about the world, what is not true. Well, I'm talking about if you not have learned the force within you. Rethink your life. I'm using just pretend, okay? I'm using a Jedi mind trick. Now, people would think like, what the hell? I thought he was doing some book reviews. Why is he doing some Jedi? Well, look, the Jedi is about the Force. The Force are the energy within us and around us, right? And people think it's ridiculous. Actually, if you try to explain to the person, they will like, to the average person or to the normal people who have been separate from, because physics is about separation, while quantum physics is about hope. During this time by myself, because I've been reflecting a lot. Now, for those who think that you have, in order to move forward, I come to realize, because if you continue to keep doing the same thing over and over again and expecting the same results, it's not going to happen. It's by stepping back. It's by zooming out from the day to day. What you're trying to do is, so when you step back into a bigger picture and reflect or contemplate about how to make it better, because if you're in the situation and you can't see what the way out, or because you're in it, you're not taking the time to step back. Most people say, you shouldn't take the time to step back. You should. Hustle is great. The grind is great until, if you keep getting the same results over and over, there's something that you're missing, and that is your ability to take a step back, to retrospect, to be able to contemplate what's going on. So I took the time to see what's going on, and I realized what has has been going on with me. During this few months that I've been through it, something has been nicked. Something that has been seeping through my belief system, seeping through my energy, seeping through what I have been trying to do. And maybe that's has been you. Maybe I don't know what this will take, because I was watching a video. I probably will link it in the below, and I finally realized what's had been happening. You know, where you find that you have so much confidence and so much energy because you have found something within you to radiate out instead of the outside radiating in. That doesn't work. I realized that something has been nicked. This few months, and I have not stood my ground. Like, I haven't stand up for what I believe in, right? It's neither good or bad, but the thing is, you have to stand your ground to believe what you believe. Because when you're expressing who you are, when you share your ideas with people, they sound ridiculous because they have not like see your vision, because it's not theirs, it's not their path. And I realize when people tell you, you know, what they think about success, or what they think, how they view success, they're just helping you. They're not being mean, or they're helping you, right? But the thing is, that is not their journey. I mean, when they tell you that is not, when this is your journey, it is not their journey. That's what I meant. And I realized that just a small, tiny opinion can nick your belief and confidence. That's what happened to me. I almost lost my way. I almost lost my center. Because have you noticed that every time you're centered within your realm, within inside of you, you felt like you can do anything. You felt like you're grounded and it can't be knocked off, right? But something happened and it knocked off, and you lost your center. And I realized that this notion, power, people have this negative connotation around power. But it's also, the thing is, we humans are energy transfer, right? We transfer each other energy via reciprocity, or just giving. And have you ever seen, like, people say you're tired, but it's not just that. You're tired because you always give, but you never replenish your energy. For me, I needed to be by myself. The whole truth of the matter is, when I'm by myself, it replenish my energy so I can give. But I've been giving so much energy away. That means my power. I realize what it is when you give people your people power, meaning their energy. Less bring back your center. That's why I think that's why people do meditation or other activity to recenter their alignment with their energy. Because once you are thrown off with the balance of the force, you're giving a lot of energy. That's why you're drained. That's why I realized. And today, um, uh, Stuart Wilde has this amazing book called The Force. And the reason why I do the Jedi, because it's one of my favorite of all time. Because when I was little, I always try to imagine that, you know, things would come to me by using my mind or my hand, just go, and then the book would appear. That'd be so freaking awesome, right? And I would like, I I just want to hold a lightsaber. I mean, you can buy like a lightsaber, but I meant like a lightsaber that lights up and cut things, right? And I'm using the Force. You just don't see it. There's a spoon. Like, watch. I'm using the Force right now. It's flying. Anyway, The Force by Stuart Wilde, right? Now, when it comes to these type of things, and the average person, normal people, they think it's crazy. But I'm using this in as an analogy, right? Where the people, the average person, is actually using their physical body to move and trying to achieve their dream. While the other person, this had to do with the Force, right? I'm using this as an analogy, but I'll read it first, then I'll give you the analogy. The Force is universal, which means that it is everything. It's also endless. It's stretched out not only to an eternity behind it, but infinity into the future. The Force is also all-knowing, because being in all things, it knows from its own experience. Your life goal is to expand the Force within you, so that you can perceive beyond what you are now. First, you have to recognize that Force is within you. Next, you have to acknowledge yourself as God, as part of the living spirit within. No matter what what imbalance you might suffer, what situation you have created, you are still a part of the Force. If you recognize that and accept your intrinsic goodness or holiness, that then the Force within you will magnify, because you are concentrating it and you accept being part of it. You might start the day with personal affirmation saying, I am the Force within. What I am is eternal, immortal, universal, and infinite. What I am has beauty and strength. When you have enough of the Force within you, you are not ready to move out from your inner being. Once you recognize that the Force is within you and that you are not faith or God at anyone's control your life, you are ready for the next step. Now, two people who want to achieve the dream, right? One is using their physical body, right, to move them in the direction of their dream, while the other one is using their Force within them to move their dream. Might have different, I would say they might have they might have a dream, but their output is very vastly different. One is focusing on the physical aspect. One is the energy, their power within them. Now, I wanted to create this video because I saw my friend Wade use emoji part, but I was using the analogy of a Jedi, because they actually harnessing the Force within them, right? Because human beings don't understand that, because they have been separated, because they have no knowledge of the power, the Force, the energy within them. They have forgotten that what are they? They may see a physical body, but they have no iota. They have an energy that radiate out energy. That everything. That's why and then I will come to conclude that also when you give away people power, that's also bad. But I will tell you that in a moment. That this physical thing that you see is nothing but vibrating at a certain frequency. Physics. One guy is using physics. Imagine this. Great analogy. One guy is using physical, that's physics, because he's using it in a 3D world. He sees the world as separate from him. He sees that nature or whatever is separate from him, so he's using physics to achieve his dream. While the other one he see as nature, the universe is as one with him, that is connected with him, that the source, whatever God you call it, that he's understanding that he's working with this source. He's working with this power, that's within him that is connected, and you could call it quantum physics, right? Physics, it's a separation, while quantum physics is a whole. Quantum physics is like energy, releasing energy. While physics, it's on balance. It's like you only using, in order for people to get results in this world, it's like using this 3D world mapping, right? If they don't like the results, they're, trying to change it. During this few last months, I have changed. Meaning it's not a good or bad, but it's still a lesson. It's a experience that I experienced, that my brother pointed out to me, and I saw it myself. That I have lost center within myself. I have lost being centered. Have you ever seen? I don't know if you've seen Dragon Ball. Some of most of you will have, but there's a show called Dragon Ball GT where all the seven ball have been nicked. So I felt like my body my belief system, my energy has been nicked. So I lost my center. And you know how, like, when people say you have confidence, meaning that when you have confidence, it's because you're center. You don't give people your power. I realize about power. People think it's bad or good. It's bad, or it's not a good or bad. If you make it bad, it's bad. But when you give people your power, you lost your center. And you lost your energy. And what happened is that's why people are drained every time when they give out their energy to people. If you imagine, if it your will, that you have all this energy and you give it out and never return, so I have to take time to recoup, to recenter myself. And it's taking time because my center has been nicked, has been pushed, my belief system has been bashed around and saying, oh, this can't be happening, this is impossible. And for a moment, because your friends has more influence than you think it does. Because I've been centered with my belief system for a while, because books, the things that I have interviewed, it helped me shape my belief system and the goals that I have set, right? And so I stood my ground, but people keep nicking it, and what ended up happening is I lost my center. I haven't achieved my dream or been going towards it. I haven't. What's it called? I haven't recentered. Like, you know how, like, most people when they do meditation, they have recentered their being, right? Ladies and gentlemen, when we call it the force, is the energy, the consciousness within us that create and produce the circumstances outside. Now, the reason why most people fail is because they're trying to produce the physical reality that they have outside of them. Now, here's the thing. When it comes to your dreams, when it comes to whatever you want to produce in your life, do not let other people ideas shit on your reality, or shit on your ideas, or shit, because people have so much opinion. Oh, you should do this, you should do that. Dear societies and parents and peers, let me say again, dear societies and peers and teachers and neighbors, I want to live my life the way I want to live, not based upon you or opinions of how I should live your life. Because your opinion may make me safe, but it doesn't make me happy. You're not living with me, right? Here's the thing, what people don't understand. all the things that they have to say, you know, I realize the cost of what people opinions shit on your idea will cost you decades of not doing that idea or dream. Because I realize adults have so much fear that they're trying to keep you safe and they're being helpful. I realize that. But I'm glad that I went through that because I see how tremendous is that if you let other people idea affect your mind, it will become your reality. Because you're taking it's an idea transfer. The idea fears transfer into you, so you produce that outcome that you don't want to create, and so you will have regrets. And they're they're not living. See, here's the thing with people is that they may say this to help you and protect you, but they're not living with you. You have to deal, like Marie Forleo and other people say, you have to deal with you. You have to deal with your regrets. You have to deal with the dreams or things that you haven't achieved yet. But I'd rather you do it on your do it because don't you feel like when you accomplish something of your own, you feel great about it instead of people like forcing you to do it? You felt great because you did it your own, not being forced. That's what I don't dislike when people do that because they don't let you do it. They force. When it comes to right, when I went through the interview, doing interview with authors, I felt like that's awesome. I did it on my own. I mean, with help, yes. With Michael Ozier's and with other people helping me and connecting, it's beautiful, right? But when you make it happen, it is your own, and you felt like, wow, anything can be accomplished because you did it, not based upon what people say. And so, what people opinions, whatever your friends or you have to decide. See, you have a choice. You get to this. I was watching interview. I was like, damn. So we really don't have a choice because our brain is making a decision for us, unconscious, right? But you get to set aside your path, the choice that you make, instead of others. And when you fall out of center, whatever you do, meditate or you gotta refill your cup before you give it to someone else. That's why I realized it's important to take care of yourself first, then take care of others. That is so true, right? But when you step back and you contemplate why it's happening and what to do, when you step back, it's a step forward. That's why I noticed when you step back, it's a step forward because you get to see from an angle that you haven't seen before, and you need to see that angle. And that what that angle is to help you to realize something that you haven't seen before. But you can't do that if you keep going like that. It's like me if I keep creating videos, but if I haven't seen the progress or I haven't seen what I can do better, and I'm trying to expect the same results, that's not going to happen. You need to take time back to see, to really see, so you can make a step forward. So I stopped doing the dream. Now that's why I am doing the dream again. Because I realized my friend path, what people path, is not my path. Whatever your path is, it's not my path. You have to go to your path. Because I forgot that my friend dreams isn't when you value something, it's what you're gonna produce in the world. Let me say again. When you value something, you're gonna produce it in this world. And value is more powerful than any idea, than anything in this world, because it's who you are as a person and it won't budge. It's like, for me, reading books is who I am. It wasn't me, but it's become me. because I value something that has changed me. The only reason why I value books is because it has changed me, because I saw it happen. Otherwise, if it didn't change me, I wouldn't value a book. I would shit on it. Say, oh, these books, the author's making money, or this book is shit. But because it changed me and changed who I am, I don't shit on it. Because they make me aware of how to develop and change the neurons in my brain, the change that I see within myself. If I didn't see that, if I didn't value that, I wouldn't have shared what I have learned. Right. Because, going through education, it was shit for me. Some people have great, but it's still shit for me. So, anyway, I realize when people say people are fat, but people don't understand about it. People are fat for many different reasons, but we don't know. But for me, I think I know. Because I'm stressed. When you're stressed, that means you're out of balance. I realized when I was a kid, I was stressed. And when you're stressed, it's not because people don't understand when you're stressed, you don't want to do anything. You just, like, what got you there, you stop doing it. It's stress. For me, when I was a kid, I was stressed. Very stressed. When people tell you to exercise and work out, it's not that. It's not about being lazy. I thought I was lazy. When I look back and contemplate, it's not because I'm lazy. It's because I was stressed. When you have a huge chip on your shoulder and you're stressed out because you're a kid, and that's just too much to handle as you're a kid. You don't want to deal with that. That's like a response. I don't know what people their kid life was, but for mine was tough because it's stressful, and you have to deal with it. And you didn't know how to whatever work out, whatever, but you were stressed and you don't produce, right? And people say, oh, you're making an excuse, but you have to look at, you have to look at also fat people, right? Because they're stressed, maybe you don't know that. It's like there was this guy on Instagram, and he was one of my favorite guy. He was posting about a homeless guy, and this guy said, oh, it's because they're lazy. Now realize it's not because they're lazy. You can't judge, but people do judge. The average person judge about homeless people, right? Especially if you don't know them, you judge them, right? And I know where I interview homeless guy. He's a cool guy, but I know where he come from because I used to hate a job because it become a negative identity for me, and it become my world, and I reject it so much because I hate working for the rest of my life, thinking like, is that it for my life? And I reject it for so many long years. But people don't understand that. So people say, oh, you're lazy. Not because you're lazy. It's because something in your mind produces the outcome. The fear, the mind produces the result that you get over and over again. The law of correspondence say, as within, so without. You produces your results is within you, and then you create it outside. That's why the imagination is most powerful. We use it all the time, but we use it for bad or good. We use it against us instead of for us. So most of the time when we fail and we conjure all this negative shit, we produce that shit out in the world, and we stop doing the thing that got us there. And that's what happened. And that's the story, that the force within us is more powerful than anything in the world. People might not believe it, but it's true. I see time and time again. Every time I use when I'm centered, when I'm in my zone, things happen, right? Good, whether good or bad, but still experience, you draw that into your life. That's the, quote unquote, they call it the law of attraction. It's because your mind is a radio station. That's why they say the subconscious mind is a station where they receive and send out energy. When you change the dial, you attract different things into your life. But I believe more simpler is when you change your value, or when you change a belief system, you change who you attract into your life. Because I've seen it over and over again. If a entrepreneur who value, being an entrepreneur, or value, for me, you attract these people in your life because you focus it, not that only, but you have given the identity and you draw that reality into you, because I've seen it over and over. Whatever you input your mind, whatever you emotionalize, and you take action on it, it produces the result that you want. It starts with an idea first, but we work from the physical instead of the mental world. That's what Bob Proctor always alluded to, right? The mental to the physical, the higher nature to the lower. But we work from the lower to higher. That's why people often say you should set go, because you're working from the higher into the physical. That's the higher into the lower. Go is perhaps is the most dynamic thing that you could do for yourself, I think. But the thing is, you have to start with, are you ready to break that belief that you have? Are you ready to break the mediocre life that we think that we should have? Or the thing that people, because people don't understand that whatever people believe or whatever people have inside them, or they subconsciously become like the people that are near them, whatever that is. And so I decided that I wanted to become grounded. And when I become grounded, I become more happier. But when I'm not grounded, I become all this shit that people want like me to be in. And I fucked up my belief system. I fucked up shit and shit. But I realized it's about center. So I become center. And yes, I used to meditate. I used to. I don't know what happened. I just don't. But that's it. Subscribe to my channel. Great book. Oh, and when it comes to Jedi, the only reason why I thought of being a double agent, because I thought it would be fun. I mean, instead of being a Jedi Knight, instead of being a Sidious, what can I be? My eyes would be like freaking color eye, and I have regular eye. I don't know. It'll be fun. I don't know. Like using lightning out of my hand. Anyway, also, I realized when you create something, when you produce it, right? Put it out there, regardless of what people say. You're gonna get attacked. You're gonna get criticized. It's like this. I like to put my bangs over my eyes when I have long hair. Why? I think it's cool for me. Because I don't know. It's been like that when I was a kid, right? When I have long hair, I like bangs. When I don't have short, and when I have cut on my hair, whatever. But I like bangs, right? And people might not like it. People like it. I don't know. Forget it. If I like it, if I love it, I'll do it. It doesn't matter. What matters is that you shouldn't let people shit on what you wanted to do, because this is your choice. You have to live for the rest of your life, either whether you're gonna do that dream or you're not. Because regardless of what people think, regardless of what they think that you should do, quote unquote, because they think you should have to, you don't have to. Even if you feel like they're pressuring you to do it, You don't have to. And they make you feel bad for it. Just push it aside. It's like, you know what I'm gonna do is stay in your lane. Recenter yourself. Because this is your path. And the reason why I say that is because my path is different. And I'm trying to help someone who might go on my path in the other. Because I'd rather go through this and tell it because it can inspire people. Other than saying no. Because you felt accomplished when you do it on your own. When you have accomplished something that you thought it was impossible, but you did it, and you make it feel like, wow, I can't believe I did this, right? And you felt happy, you felt accomplished because you did it. Of course, you need help, right? I'm grateful for all the help that I got, right? But still, anyway, that's it. Remember, think of you as the quantum physics instead of physics. Physics is like separation, while quantum physics is a whole. And it's an energy transfer. That's why when they said you should take care of yourself first, then take care of other people later, that's true. Because when you try to give energy to people, you're drained. But you have to replenish. I replenish me by being by myself. That's how I do it. I can't always give people energy. I come back and recenter and be by myself. To recharge, whether it's reading or something else that to recharge. Take a long time. Subscribe. Bye.